Hello, everyone.
Ooh.
Hello, hello. Spooky, spooky. Halloween is coming. All right,
I love
everyone.
it.
Welcome back to another Chroma World's live stream. I'm
Do you
your
want to turn
host,
off the
Davis.
spooky?
What?
Do you want to turn off the spooky?
Yeah. And I'm your host, Davis. And
I'm
Maddie.
Maddie, your
Yeah.
co-host.
Yes.
The music's still going, by the way.
Oh, I think I already turned it off. Is still going on
It's
your
still
end?
going.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted to make like a more dramatic
No,
entrance.
give me one sec. Okay, if I play something, okay, and let's pause it. Are we good?
Okay, we're
Okay,
good. Sorry,
that's
that's just
probably
me.
probably a
All
bug
right.
from Restream. Okay, cool,
My
cool.
bad. Everyone ignore me.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so some announcements we're going to make. So first thing, well, the deadline now is November 17th. So you still have probably around like 2 weeks to get your work done and submit to us. At the same time, there will be more updates. If you go to our Discord channel, you can find the announcement over there. And another news is that after November, we are going to have only one live stream per week. And as for the time, Maddie, what's the time going to be for our next live stream?
We'll announce it. I think we're gonna probably land on Wednesdays.
Cool,
Seems to be the one people like the
perfect.
most.
So no longer Monday. After November, we'll see you on Wednesday. Okay, that's all for the announcement. And today we have two
We
guests.
do have
Oh,
an
wait, what?
announcement.
Oh,
We
yeah,
have,
right. We have a in-person meetup on Wednesday with Imagine Art and plus Chroma Awards. And so if you are in Los Angeles, please come here to say hi and hang out with us. And would you send the link to our audience?
yes, it is
Okay,
also
perfect.
in our Discord.
Oh, yeah. So find the link, click and reserve, and we would love to see you on Wednesday. So today we have two amazing guests. One is our sponsor, Artcraft. They have some new updates, so they are here with us again today. Brendan, the CEO from Artcraft, and then the other guest will be Cindy. She's the 2025 Student Academy Awards winner, so she's going to share with us about her film. Okay, so first, let's welcome Brendan to join us. Hello, Brendan.
Hey, Davis. Hey, Maddie. Thank you so much for having me.
Good to see you again. Good to see you again.
Great to see you. Last time we
Welcome.
had Carter here. He's been our resident filmmaker. And a little bit of intro for anybody that doesn't know. Everyone on our team is a filmmaker. We've all been making films for decades, and we love this stuff. And we're building this stuff not just for you guys, but for ourselves as well. So got a little bit of an update in terms of the features that we've been developing. So if you haven't already checked it out, Artcraft is a desktop software. It's basically a very user-friendly version of like a comfy UI. So you can put it on your machine, you can use foundation models. And what we're doing now is we're starting to aggregate a bunch of other services. So you can log in with all of the accounts that you already have. So let me go ahead and present here. Make sure I can.
Sweet. Okay, let's bring up your screen.
Uh, the sharing dialog. It's disappeared. I click share.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. There we go.
Okay, give you 1 sec. All right, now it's on.
Cool. So if you've checked out Artcraft before, we've updated a whole bunch. We've added the ability to like choose different themes. But the big thing is that we've added the ability to start logging in with your other services. So not only do you have the option of consuming models through Artcraft, but you can actually add in your Midjourney account, your Sora account. Grok is landing this week. We're going to be adding a whole bunch of different websites so that you can effectively, in the fullness of time, get the cheapest generations, regardless of where those models are. And you can basically link all of your accounts together so that everything can live in one place. And then the other unique utility of Artcraft is that it's sort of a multi-tool. It's got the ability to basically block things out in 3D. So I'm going to demonstrate right now the Midjourney account linkages. So I can do like T-Rex photoreal. If I can type, I won't go with a big prompt, but basically this is just firing off the account to my Midjourney account. You can manage your accounts in the settings. You can link them, unlink them. And if you try to prompt with a model that you haven't set up, it will ask you to log in. And all it does is it pops up a login screen. So after this generates and I show you sort of end to end what's been done, I can walk you through the setup process really quick. But it's super simple and it just puts everything in one place because we've found it really annoying because we make a lot of films on our team. We find it really annoying bouncing between a bunch of different websites, having to download results from different websites, and some websites don't even let you like use them through other platforms like Midjourney especially. So we're adding Midjourney and Midjourney retexturing. And another thing that we're going to be doing soon is some of our source is already available on GitHub. The entire engine, all of the components are going to be like freely available, just like Comfy or Invoke or something like that. So you get your generation here. And then the cool things that you can do with this is, you've got your media library. Your media library is available through all of the multi-tool tabs. So you can go to like an in-painting editor, you can go to image to video, you can go to a canvas, but you can basically drag in the media that you've generated from Midjourney into, say, a 3D canvas so you can block out your scene. Now, you can definitely use 2D images here. Another useful feature, if it wasn't shown by Carter before, and I kind of just want to reiterate this, is in your library, you can come in and you can actually turn images into 3D, regardless of where they're from. So this is, again, from Midjourney. I click this. I've viewed a Hunyan 3D generation. That'll wind up in the library in a couple seconds. And you can basically just block out your 3D scene. So in addition to your generations and files on your file system, we also have like a bunch of presets and memes and other templates. So you can basically create all sorts of sets and block them out. You can use images for that too. You can absolutely come in and add, if you wanted a nice picturesque mountain scenery behind things, you can do that. But the cool thing is you can now do that from a whole bunch of different services. So here's the T-Rex image, but I've also turned that same T-Rex into a 3D sculpt. And it's not going to be as textured or high quality as the original Midjourney image, but the structure will be there. So if I wanted to have this T-Rex like peering over from a particular angle, I could actually control for that, which is something that is a little bit difficult with just text prompting. So I think I'll actually just delete this image, use this guy here, bring him over. Maybe I'll put him behind the waterfall, looking over the waterfall, and then I'll bring the camera in close.
Ominous waterfall.
Yeah. Maybe I'll also, let's see, add like a skybox. I could add a skybox, but you could also drop in, let's say I wanted this image here as like a backdrop.
Oh, so you will like recognize it as the background automatically?
Not quite. That would be a great feature to have in the future, but you can basically stretch it out and use it as
Put it at back. Gotcha.
a
Gotcha.
background plate, as you would with other software.
Gotcha.
But if you don't have a particular image in mind, let's say you didn't want to use an image generation for that, you could also use a 3D skybox, and we will have skybox generation in the future. So if I go into presets and then skyboxes, I can just drag in a skybox, and then
Cool.
I think I will go with this generation here. Let me turn that back on, and then I will get a closer camera angle of this guy. Peering up over this.
Above the waterfall.
Rex. Zooming over a waterfall. And so this mode, the 3D mode, works with autoregressive type models, or models that are more LLM based that take image references. So it doesn't work with Midjourney, it doesn't work with Flux, but any of the editing, strong editing models, like Nano Banana, Flux Contact, GPT, it's really good at these. So this generation is actually going to OpenAI right now. It's not being served by Artcraft. And then this one is actually going to be generated by Artcraft. And so you can add your we're going to add Google support soon, so you'll be able to use Nano Banana through Google, and Google often has much cheaper access to their models, so you'll be able to use like the unlimited generations without consuming credits if you add those plans. So if I refresh the library here, we need to get this auto refreshing, but so if it's a model like Nano Banana, it doesn't really understand. I needed to provide a different prompt. Keep the reference poses the source image, and then GPT image 1 will the original poses. This is Flux Context actually does a pretty decent job.
Yeah.
You'll have to prompt it a little bit better. I was kind of in a hurry and I didn't test this prompt before, so you can see this T-Rex is kind of clipping through.
Yeah.
But it it completed the rest of the assignment, right? It generated the rest of the 3D, and then if you prompt it to like change the style to be photorealistic or fix the lighting, it'll be able to do that. And I think last thing here is I think I probably did. No, that was the Nano Banana one. I don't want to take up too much time here. Where are we on the clock?
Davis?
Yeah.
We're about 15 minutes in.
Cool.
30 minutes in, yeah.
Almost done here. So I didn't instruct the T-Rex to look in a particular direction with the prompt, but you can kind of see that if I've done that, it's able to understand the blocking. Like the 3D scene is where it's supposed to be, the T-Rex is where it's supposed to be. And with just a little bit more prompting and iteration, you can get the scene exactly as you set it up in the 3D editor. So you know what images you're generating before you generate them. And that's the whole purpose behind Artcraft, is that you can be very intentional. So we've got the 3D engine here. We've got a 2D sort of Canva or Figma-like canvas where you can edit images in 2D. And then we've got all the other tools like end painting and so forth, and lots of video generation. So that's that. I think Carter made a quick little demo here. Let me see if I can share that real quick. Just sort of like a little marketing blurb about this. Let me see if I can share.
Sure.
It's very clean and fast, which is super cool.
Thank you. We've wanted it to be like a very performant desktop app, so that it runs on your machine. I feel like sometimes it's difficult chasing down all the different tabs. I've always got like 1,000 tabs open, and then this, since it's on the desktop, it's all like right there, and it's got sound alerts that you can custom configure to let you know when generations are complete. So we've tried to make it pretty fast.
Yeah. Just a reminder before you play, did you turn on the share audio tab?
Oh, I don't think so.
And that's reshare the screen again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Share. Allow. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those fun little Google quirks.
Okay, I'm clicking share this window, but I don't see the share the audio for the tab.
It's
Let's
just you have
play
to
it.
choose tab.
Well, if there's
Oh, the
no
tab.
audio,
Yeah. I see.
just imagine music.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a you now it's muted. Now it's muted. The video itself.
Oh, yes,
Yep.
cool. Well, we'll see if this works or not.
Here we go.
Maybe we can just walk
Cool.
through it with us.
Cool. Just a little brief marketing demo, kind of how we're implementing logins to all of the services together, and sort of what you can kind of ideate and create with those.
That's amazing. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no audio, but I believe we can do a little walkthrough. This is amazing.
I got the story there.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry for no audio. The vampire has
No
a nice
worries.
vampire voice. I don't know if Carter did it with 11 Labs or not, but
Yeah.
we'll share it on Discord.
Yeah, but it delivered the message pretty well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the time, and I really appreciate all of y'all and everybody that's making really cool, fantastic little films and movies. It's awesome.
Yeah. So I think in the demo you already kind of answered some of the questions over there. But let's see. Like I kind of want to bring up because last time there was another demo, right? Would you kind of share with our audience what are the other functions that you guys shared last time?
Okay, so last time Carter was showing off the full capabilities of the 3D system and how you can basically, we've got little humanoid mannequins that you can drop in and you can pose them, like you can drag their arms exactly where you want them to be positioned. Feels a lot like playing a video game. It's not meant to be as complicated as Blender. Blender, when you open it, if you're not familiar, is very scary. It's scary for me. So we made it simple and intuitive. And you can block out your scenes. You can pose your characters how you want them to. And then you can send that as a reference image to your prompting with a bunch of different models. And I believe Carter also showed off how you can drag in images as backdrops, how you can use the 2D editor to essentially edit images and paint them and remove the backgrounds. One of the cool things that you can do is you can remove the background on an image, you can drag it into the 3D engine, and so it'll have a nice transparent background, like an alpha layer, and you can basically just have a foreground and a background in the 3D engine without having to build any 3D assets at all. So you don't even need to go find assets or generate assets from images. But the engine does support, and I don't think Carter showed it off, the engine does support uploading FBXs, GLBs, anything that you have. So it's pretty full featured.
So like some 3D files, you can just
Yes.
upload them.
Yes, pretty much. I think there is like a file size limit, and it's an easy bug to fix. I think it prevents like gigabyte size 3D files from being uploaded, but we'll be working on fixing that soon. And then we're adding a bunch of 3D generative features too. So right now we have generative objects, but we're also going to be working on generative worlds where you can actually prompt the whole world. And so that's fantastic for turning into a high quality, high def image. And then you can tweak everything exactly as you want it to look. So this is everything about Artcraft is basically design before generating so that you know what you're going to get, and everything can be consistent. It can be perfectly controlled. And for filmmakers out there where, you're trying to be a director that has a lot of intent behind what you're making, this is the kind of tool for you. I think it's designed by filmmakers because we want to, precisely block out and set deck everything.
Yes.
Nice. Is that world generation through World Labs?
Yeah, we're working with, I can't say which partners, but we're adding some 3D capabilities with generative models.
Wow, that's really
Nice.
exciting. That's really exciting.
So stay tuned. You'll be able to add all of your other logins too, so you can have cheaper access to generation. So watch out for Veo, for Grok, and a whole bunch of others that we're adding to the platform.
Yeah, I just want to say like, because um, with a lot of like sponsors and tools that we are seeing, it's rarely see that is some app that like basically focus on the 3D world at the beginning, and like kind of you can design everything and put a camera like how you do on a film set and then start to generate. That's some like I can see all the like the filmmakers mindset behind that. Yeah.
That's 100% why I triggered. I am so sorry. My corgi is barking. Why don't actually let me grab her. I think just to introduce her real quick.
She's basically agreeing whatever I was saying.
Yeah,
She was
she's
agreeing
saying
and
yes.
Oh,
steal the show.
hello.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
She was behaved up until this moment.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. And another thing I want to point out, last time I realized is very interesting, is that once you put in like a character inside the app, you don't actually have to put the gesture into the exact same posture. You can actually prompt it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something really interesting because sometimes if like even the model is still in T pose, but once you prompt it, it will do the exact action from the prompt. I think
Yes.
that's also very cool.
If it's close enough, you can prompt it. Sometimes if you've got a very complicated pose, that's when it helps to get in and fine tune things. But you're absolutely right. Like if you're prompting something and it's like a in the model latent space, it knows what that gesture is, then you don't need to go to the trouble of doing
Yeah.
it yourself. So you can actually come into Artcraft's 3D engine and be a little bit lazy if you know the model's going to give you results.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say to the audience because I did put in model and then I realized, oh, if I want to put into the exact like the movement, it takes time.
Yes.
It takes time to tweak all those. Yeah.
Yeah, and ideally, because we're moving so fast with these tools now, we want we kind of envision each generation as being a keyframe or storyboard item in your film. We want every storyboard or keyframe to just take a matter of seconds. Like after you've got the idea for a scene or a given set, you should be able to just assemble it, move your characters around in a couple of seconds, like how you want them posed, and then be able to generate each shot one at a time. So it's meant to be very fast. If you find yourself in Artcraft spending like 10 minutes setting up a scene, please let me know because I'd love to solve that and make sure that it's not painful. It's not meant to be painful at all.
Yeah. So also make sure to join their Discord channel. And if you can send the link to me again, we can share with the audience because they're very responsive. If you have any question, they can fix it for you.
Awesome, we'll do.
Yeah. And also, next question. I believe we asked Carter the same one last time. So, for this tool that you are building right now, have you seen some very like unique use cases, or you see some very interesting use cases that you guys didn't imagine before?
So we've seen people basically take some really interesting shortcuts before. Like we didn't imagine that people would just be using images rather than 3D sets. There's a lot of people that are just using images in the 3D engine, and they're just using the fact that you've got a little bit of like parallax and the ability to sort of move it around. So there's way more image use in
Interesting.
3D than I thought there would be. Like I thought that it would, almost all scenes would be all 3D objects, but I've seen so many more generations that are just images. And because the models are so powerful, they kind of get the assignment. Like they know where
Wow.
something is. Like I could have probably, I could have brought that T-Rex in and not turned it into a 3D asset, and it would have understood. And I wasn't prompting closely enough for it to respect the same the same layout of the scene, like the head direction had changed. But if I was prompting and I had an image and I basically just decorated the set as I'd wanted to with the image, and it was looking the way that I wanted it to, the final result in images would have come out just as fine. So the image to 3D feature is really only necessary if you want to change the orientation of an image. Like you can flip an image, on its X or Y axis. You can rotate the image, but if you really want to get like a perspective of a character and like rotate them at an interesting angle, that's the time to use that tool. But we've seen a lot of people just use images and have really good results. We've seen people making some loops, and that kind of gave us the idea. We'll probably at some point add workflows and some maybe mini tools to the app. But we've got a lot on our Trello board. So send us feature requests. Tell us what you want. We're making them basically by the volume.
True. I mean, those little hacks, they are really cool because to me this is like almost like a new workflow, because now you have like a 3D environment. You can do things. It's rather than all just images and the to video. Now you add on the whole new like 3D environment, so the thinking will be different. So I was gonna say, like, if you have like tutorials for those little hacks on your channel, that would be also amazing.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So we've got some videos that are built into the engine, and we're constantly building more video tutorials. If you find any omissions or some of these new learnings that we have, we'll definitely turn those into videos and share them.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and so one final question before we're wrapping up. Any other like exciting features that you guys building or is on the way that you can share with us?
Cool. So I did mention that we're basically adding all of the third-party logins. There's going to be a basically cost routing layer, so that you can basically get the generations the cheapest possible. And I mentioned it before, but this is going to be on GitHub. And so you'll be able to add your own integrations and contribute and basically accelerate the development of this so that we can have high volume generation. We can farm out multiple parallel generations. It's basically going to be an open tool for I'm hoping like the Swiss Army knife of everything. And you just plug it in. It'll be like, for the software folks out there, it'll be like a Windsurf or something like that, or an LM Studio, basically just integrating all the tools that you already use together.
And create a whole film right in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Brandon, for joining us again here on live stream. It's really great to see the update.
This is Luna.
Yeah, and also Luna. Thank you, Luna. All right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And I'll say like happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. All right. Next up, we're gonna bring in the director, Xindi Zhang, with us. All right. Hello, Xindi. Welcome to our live stream. Hello. So, why don't you give us a little introduction of yourself?
Okay, so my name is Xindi Zhang. I just graduated from University of Southern California this May, and I made this film. My thesis film is like all covered with the customized AI pipeline within Comfy UI, and it's a story about people who travel in different places and couldn't settle down. And I luckily received the Student Academy Award. I won the gold prize in the alternative experimental category. And recently, I'm teaching remotely at University of Southern Florida. Yeah, wow. That's all about me.
Yeah, and what's the title of the film again?
The title of the film is The Song of Drifters.
Cool. So before we get into discussion, we're going to play the trailer to you guys first, and then the behind the scenes. And after those, we'll continue our conversation with Xindi. Okay, let's enjoy the trailer first.
我很喜欢开车，就哪怕堵车，我对堵车一点意见都没有。然后就看各种各样的景，也不是各种各样的景，其实就是城市的景。
我要跟它跟这个物理的地点有一个强的情感连接。
I was born in Kunming, spent my teen time in Shanghai, and grew up to an adult in Providence, and became mature in Los Angeles. The 4 cities equally sliced my life. Where are you from? Is the hardest question for me to answer. And turned out I was not the only person who had this problem. I interviewed 7 people who also lived in many places since they were young, and 1 person who barely left her hometown. To adapt with the conflict between the desire to find the root and a nomadic life. Everyone has their own ways. When I went back to every city I lived before and walked the same paths when I lived there, I had my camera on while I was walking or in the vehicles and simply shot everything I saw. Some footage became the montage in the climax of the film. Most of them become the data sets to train my own LoRa model. I extracted the frames from my videos and tagged each frame to train the model. This is what I get. The distorted city that looks familiar yet totally different, just like my memories. With my customized workflow, these generated fragments merge with the scenery in downtown LA and create the deja vu effect. Another topic to explore in this project is my relationship with AI generatives as an artist. Is it possible to use AI to expand my art rather than take over my art? I managed to use my illustration style to art direct my visuals, which is something I struggled with but couldn't do in other mediums. I sketch out the keyframes from my video source and use those drawings as the input. This guides the visual style of the output. Here, my workflow extracts the outline and the depth information from the video. This process maintains the content of the output. With 2 kinds of controls, this is output. I started to wonder if there's anything that only AI generative could achieve, or anything AI can fundamentally do better. I added the morphing feature to the style transfer workflow. I allowed the AI to design the morphing animation with simple prompts, whereas everything else was under my control. I communicated with AI by tweaking my inputs and eventually reached a result that differs from my imagination. It didn't obey any human logic. It was exactly how I wanted to depict a dream. Uncertainty and ambiguity, 2 characteristics that we desperately want to fix, are actually a unique voice of AI.
Wow.
I just want to say that's
Big clap for
beautiful.
yourself.
That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to say very well said, because when I first started to make film with AI, seeing those anomalies, or now we call them artifacts, was actually like, I think it's something unique about AI generated art.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to say. And unfortunately, we kind of take that as a mistake right now, like trying to fix stuff that's kind of unusual, but I still enjoy like an older version of AI generations.
And like older version of Stable Diffusion,
Yes.
Animative.
Yeah.
I believe there is definitely a space for that. Maybe when it comes to like VJs or even to fine art, I think there are definitely still space for that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think different models has its own use. It's not necessarily have to go to the same directions.
Yeah, yeah. It's just the
Um,
most use cases that we're seeing now or being applied to are related to film or commercials.
Yes.
mhm.
Yeah,
The realism.
yeah. What
Yeah,
were you
I
going to
think
say,
with
Maddie?
your project, I think with your film, you really captured the blend of using AI, directing your own personal style, and integrating it with the themes of the story. Like they all work together so beautifully. And I really commend you on that.
Thank you so much. That's exactly what I wanted to
Yeah,
achieve from the film.
Yeah.
yeah.
And also for the film, just curious about like the creative process of this. Like, when did you decide that you were going to use generative AI to kind of do the layers and to make the film? What's the creative process behind this?
So actually, the decision to use AI was even came before I decide my topic. It's pretty ahead of the time. And for the 4 films I created back in USC, I always give myself two prompts. The first one is like what topic I want to explore. The other is what new technology I can use. So before this film, I was trying to do real time rendering in Unreal Engine, and
Hmm.
AI was like always on my list. But I just didn't get a chance to use that. And when I moved to my final year, I think, okay, this is the time I want to try this. Um, so it's like that's a technical prompt that I gave to myself, and I see what I can do with it. So by the time I know nothing about Comfy UI, my knowledge about AI stays with like a Mid Journey and Runway. That's it. Um, and then I went back to my topic, the content. So that's a topic that I want to explore. It's actually it's my mental problem that I always have. It's like, where do I really belong to? Where do I really come from? So I took this project as a mental therapy. So I interviewed a lot of people who just like me and figure out how can I deal with this if I can really change my lifestyle. And for I guess for more than half of the time, I was not even in AI. I have this knowledge. Okay, I have to use it. But actually, before I finished, like 2 months before I finished the film, I'm still was not super sure like where can I use it. Until I kind of flesh out how can I use my own illustrations in this process and makes the entire film looks like my illustrations. So in the beginning, I was like, I probably will use it in certain part of the film, and the film will be consistent with different techniques like 3D, 2D, live actions, and AI. And I really didn't thought like I could like cover the whole film with this technology, and turns out it worked. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's definitely very, I would say it's quite a risk taking because I didn't really know what I can do with it.
Well, but
How
that's the
many,
spirit.
Yeah.
yeah, how many months, like what month did you start and then when did you complete it?
So I started my topic research in February or around February to April last year. So for those, I was like collecting the interview materials from a bunch of people. Then after I have those materials, I start to. Um, I also visit Providence, where I had my undergrad, and spent 4 years there. So I had some footage there, and I'm trying to just use After Effects or like Premiere to roughly mesh up with my animatics, and I have a really rough cut with my audios as well. Um, but to be honest, nothing related to my first edition. The final product has nothing related to my first draft, I guess. So after the last March, I was collecting interviews and also footage from different cities until July. And meanwhile, I start to do bunch of revisions just to edit the content. For that point, it's nothing related to AI. It's still nothing related to AI. It's more about the story and the editing. So I think I have overall 43 different versions before I decide, okay, that's the last one. Like 15 big changes, and in total, it's like 43 changes of the film. So it's like when I watch the first version, it's like it doesn't look like the same film at all. So that's a struggle. Honestly, the struggle is more on the editing part. That the whole process took me 7 months to finalize my last edition. So if you look at my previous without AI, it's pretty much the entire film. It's already the film.
I see.
It just doesn't have a style, that look, specific look covered. And the process is super hard because I only have the audio, and every time I change the audio, I have to think of, okay, so what I can change with my visuals. At the same time, I have to consider what can I apply to which part I can do in AI. And the only part I know by the time was like, I know I can do style transfer. That's the only thing I saw online. And even though now it's like you can do a very smooth style transfer, by the time it's still in anime diff, but I think it actually works pretty well because I want this dreamy quality. I know I can get it, but I don't know how. So that's when I started to learn Comfy UI, and it was definitely very risky. And literally told my professor, like, if that didn't work out, I have to change the entire film. And that was like 3 months before my, no, actually 5 months before my curriculum ends. Luckily, it worked out. And luckily, because I have this background in real-time rendering and games, it's easier for me to grasp the logic behind those nodes. So for me, it's not too hard to learn, and I got the effects. That's basically the look you saw in the trailer. That's the first one I tried out. And later on, I was like, wait a minute, so I can cover this entire film with this effect. And so the later part was become the AI production. So that's 2 months, 2 months purely production on AI. And meanwhile, based on what I got from the style transfer, I developed variations based on that. That's why I can get more things. I cooperated with the 3Ds. That's all originated from that style transfer workflow. And I had another 1 month or 1.5 months to do the sound. And yeah, the whole AI production was like 2 months.
That's funny. It's like a year of refinement and of just like coming up with the idea and like honing it, and then the actual production is a third of that time. Just
Yeah,
like,
I think
I feel like that's what we hear a lot with the AI production,
True.
is that the actual production time is shorter, but the creativity part still takes time and refinement.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's something we want the audience or even the clients would love them to understand this part, right? It's not just like now with AI you can just chop 1 hour there's a film.
It will be a bad film.
Yeah, right. It's not like that. And also there's one, because you bring up like your background as from gaming and animation, right? Because some of our audience here, they just started to play with AI. They have no like maybe gaming background or animation backgrounds. So I have this question for you: is that these two disciplines, how are they like influence your approach when it comes to like using AI? Is there like a certain workflow that you can share with us?
So I think my technical background, also my concept, is heavily inspired by my game career before. I was an environment concept artist. So I design the environment a lot. And since I work a relatively smaller studio, so I have to do many things, not just drawing, not just designs. I also, to make it faster, to make our project like going faster, I also learned the 3D by myself, and also the renderings, because when I really love to dabble around in different areas, not just focusing on one techniques. So I actively learned from my colleagues and almost became a technical artist. But then I learned, okay, you have to learn hard coding. So I decided not to take it anymore. But still have the basic logic. And actually, I think my approach to AI is very similar to 3D animation or renderings, because my process for this film is basically use that as a renderer, and a lot of stuff is still done by human force. And I think it's also coming from the game background. I'm used to tell stories through environment, through space, rather than the figures. I think that also became my characteristic or my personal styles in storytelling, because I was an environment concept artist. I focus more on non-human stuff. And the way I can somehow teach myself, like my self-learning skill was also boost up when I was in game, because game is a relatively fast forward industry. You like constantly you have to learn new things, just like AI. It's faster even. So for me, it's not too much of the pressure to catch up with the new things. And I also, it's like all the tools have similarities. They have share the same logic. So just like how you learn, once you learn one tool, if you dissect that to different categories, learn how that works exactly, you can apply the same knowledge to other tools. So that's how I learned Comfy UI, and quickly derive from the basic things and move on to my own stuff. I think for people who want to dive into this world, it's the same. Like even though we kind of things optimize, things updated so quickly that I feel like, oh, it's so hard to catch up. But the basic logic, I think, is still the same. So, and you don't need to learn everything. You just need to learn the core. Then once you grasp the core, you will know how to use other tools, even if it's a new tool.
So for this core, would you be able to like share with us a little bit about like how this core look like, the fundamental knowledge?
So I would say it's overall AI generative is based on a large language model, and based on how you describe something, now you can generate what you described to an image. So no matter which kind of workflow, it's the basic. So it's always turning the language to an image, right? Then later on, we develop more. It's like you can extract the language from the picture. That's why they can read the picture. So I think overall, that's the basics of AI generation, and none of the models so far deviate from that. And for Comfy UI, it's definitely more stuff to grasp. I have to say this is definitely a steep learning curve for everybody just to get started with it from installation. Just installation is the hardest part. Yeah,
Just
that
get
kind of
through it.
that shut the door for a lot of people. But now it's like I know they're developing their crowd version. Like things will become easier. So if you're not familiar with that, just wait for a couple months. That will be easier. It's
I think that is the best advice for getting started.
Wait until you can accept that.
Play with other tools first.
Yeah, if that doesn't fit, well, they will make it fit because they want you to use it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I believe the Comfy Cloud was released a few weeks or maybe a month. I'm starting to lose count. Yeah.
How did I generate a script? I didn't generate a script.
It's handwritten from the author.
Oh, so that actually brings up another topic. I never use AI generative to take over my creativity. I never use AI to make decision. So it's like I wouldn't allow that to make a decision for me. It's for the core, like for storytelling, I always keep the core of a creation to my own. So if it's a storytelling, the story is must by it's done by me. It's not by something else, and that's also how you keep your story unique. And it's um, yeah, just like I barely use any AI involved in my filmmaking. Like for the 7 months, it's not about AI. I use ChatGPT to arrange my files and
Oh,
organize my stuff for sure, and that's helpful. But I would say it's like if you let AI to decide everything, you actually lose your control. So my workflow for my film and also my future films are all very highly controlled. Like I only allow a certain part of it to play around. But I'm super aware that's like you still need to leave space, but you need to know what space you leave for AI, what space you keep for yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For the, I'm curious, like for the movement of the film,
Mhm.
is that something you had envisioned already, or did you kind of discover it when you were playing around with the AI that you realized it could work for the film?
The movement actually was not controlled by AI at all. A lot of
Oh,
scenes
really?
were, yeah, because by the time we don't have a strong video generation model at all.
Mm.
So all the motions were from the base video. So I shot it like stuff. Those are stuff I shot or edited in the After Effects, or I animated the camera in 3D softwares. So, because motion is also the very important elements that I need that to be under my control. So I don't use AI to control the motions.
Yeah,
Every keyframe was manually made.
yeah.
Mm.
So I think that also answered the question from Justin, what the result
Mhm.
generated according to yourself. I think you basically answered that as well, like
Yes.
how you apply like a style transfer, but manually with control.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So my approach, like as I mentioned, I use this tool more like renderer rather than something else, like for that specific project. And the morphings, there are scenes I showed in the behind the scenes, like those morphings were designed by AI because I think that's the stuff that I use those kind of stuff because I think uh, those are the effects or the looks that other mediums couldn't really get, or it's really hard to
Mm.
get.
Yes,
So it's like selling the uniqueness of this medium rather than take that as a shortcut.
yes. Well said. And I just want to say, because we've been doing many live streams with all kinds of different creators coming in, right? And every one of them is emphasizing on the story. What's your story? It's not
Yes.
the AI story. It's
Yeah.
your story, your uniqueness. What's your background, and what's your trauma or anything that's
Mhm.
make you you. That's what you can get the
Yeah.
audience
True.
feel you. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And also, I think I do have a final question on my list here. So, when someone just started earlier, you kind of answered this already a little, but I kind of
Hmm.
just wanted to sum it up again. So, for some newcomers coming into this world, AI filmmaking or something,
Hmm.
what advice do you have for them?
I would say that's actually also the question that my friend asked me. She's doing a lot of AI. Now she's debating whether she want to use AI or not, because obviously she can do in other ways, but AI will make it faster. So I think this is very important to make the AI work more valuable or unique. Is why would you have to use AI when obviously you can use other tools to make that? Not just about the efficiency, but more about the concept. Like, is it necessary to use this tool? Then what is the unique about this tool? Like, what adds your story? not just like what makes the story easier.
Hmm.
Yeah, so because this is also my experience. It's like if you really, it gives you, no matter ChatGPT or any image generatives, it gives you the result really fast, but you didn't really think of if it's the thing that you really like, you really want. So, and I think this process of thinking is necessary to make a good work. So I would say still keep the part that's important to like to your own decisions, and overall AI is just a tool to help you out, but don't make it override your thoughts.
Hmm. That's a very good answer. Very well said. Hmm.
Thank you.
All right. Let's
I'm sure
check
your
out the.
students learn a lot.
My student never learn AI. I'm teaching other stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to though. Like I definitely want, like my students took AI as a monster. They don't want to touch it.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah, so
Really?
my struggle will be how do I let those people to know this monster and write on the monster. So that's
Hmm.
the next topic I would explore, I
I
guess.
see. So they don't view it as a tool right now.
They think they will take away jobs and creativities for sure. It's really
I
hard to
see.
persuade them without forcing them to try this out.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that fits sort of like in your ethos though, because you as a teacher, like you're helping them learn the tools to understand how to formulate their thoughts. So like that's the more important thing right now. And then
Yeah, I
maybe
think so.
later we can
Yeah.
Yeah.
incorporate the tools.
Hmm.
Exactly. And the way you apply AI on your work, I think that says a lot. I think they can definitely understand that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the recognition.
Yeah. All right. So I want to say thank you, Cindy, for joining us today on live stream and sharing this amazing film and your process with us. I really learned. I learned a lot as well. Yeah.
Thank
So I
you.
love to see all those visuals. And if you want, you can post. Do you have anything you want to share with our audience, like maybe your social or where
Oh,
can they watch the film? Because I know now it's still in the process of going to the festivals,
yeah.
but when can audience eventually watch it? Yes.
I think probably next year should be around like May or something. But like I will gradually release some clips from the film. Like if it's no more festival going on, it will be online.
Mhm.
But I definitely can share this privately, but not publicly.
Cool.
That's
Cool.
unfortunately this is how it has to be worked. Yeah.
Yes. Then where can our audience find you? And
They can find me from my Instagram. It's I will type for you, and you can share with them.
perfect.
And I think there's some BTS on your website too,
Oh
right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you check out Cindy's website for those cool work, like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the behind the scenes is in public, so I can share the well, I will post that later on the Vimeo, and I think if you and you guys can share that later.
Sure.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right. So thank you, Cindy, for joining us again today. Oh, not again, but thank you for joining us. Yes, for the Halloween edition. Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. And final announcement to remind everyone here in the chat, we are having this in-person meetup on Wednesday. You can find the Partyful link above. It's hosted by Imagine Art, Echo Band, and Chroma Worlds. So if you have some time, come and join us, saying hi and hang out. All right.
Yeah.
Great.
And we
Right.
will see you on the next one. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye. Bye, Maddie. Bye, Cindy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Davis. Bye, Cindy.